Hola peoples, it's Wednesday. This week we're talking about 5 things that changed our lives. So I'm going to start with when I was in kindergarten, I had a teacher who I always got in trouble with because I would never do what she wanted me to do. I'd stay up during nap time and wake up my friends and everything. Eventually the teacher just kind of gave up on punishing me and she let me roam the hall. So during nap time I would just be walking around, going to other people's music classes and just singing in the hallways. And that changed me because it made me realize how interested I was in music. Even at that young age, I knew. Event number 2, I'm going to have to say, is going to the middle school that I went to because it was a really bad middle school. Going to a public middle school is just a huge change. And like I said before, music is a big part of my life, so the reason I ended up going to that middle school was because of the music program there, and he taught me so much and helped me become the musician that I am today. But the school itself, they were awful, unable to, show my feelings, because I got in trouble a lot with teachers for not wanting to talk to them, and I almost got suspended when I was in 8th grade for something that wasn't my fault. And so I think that changed me a lot. It made me tougher. Because when I went into that school, I was like, oh my goodness, people are cussing. It changed my outlook and it changed my personality. In some ways for the good, in some ways for the bad. When I went into high school, I was still sort of had that hardened personality because of it. And I didn't really let people in. And I didn't really have a lot of friends as a freshman. I had a couple, but not really very many. Heather was one of my only friends freshman year. But either way, I really had very few close friends. And then sophomore year, this is my third thing. The third thing that changed my life was when I finally let someone through that shell. As a sophomore in high school, I started dating a boy. And I actually let him in and I told him things that were bothering me. And for a really long time, he was there for me. But then he sort of broke my trust. We shared something and he said that he regretted it and he broke my trust, and so I sort of put that wall back up again after that. And it sucks because I want nothing more than to just be able to let people in and be vulnerable, but I can't do that because I've been hurt too many times because of it. It's just every time I do let someone in, I end up getting hurt. So I have trouble with it. The fourth thing I think I'm going to say is my relationship with my mom. And it's not the best relationship, and I wish it was better. And I wish there was some way that I could fix it. We fight a lot. And it's just difficult, and our relationship has never really been all that great. She used to travel a lot when I was little. So I grew up for a couple years, it was me and my dad most of the time. It changed me because I really want to be a good mom someday. I want and have a good relationship with her. And then the last thing, as cheesy as it is, a big thing that changed my life is meeting my boyfriend. I met him 3 years ago, and we were just sort of friends then. And while I was still dating the boy mentioned in part 3, I had a huge fight with him, and my current boyfriend was the one who noticed me. And even though we weren't even close, he comforted me, and so I just knew that this was a person that I wanted to be with because he's just so willing to help me at the drop of a hat, so willing to be with me, and so willing to take care of me. So I really appreciate that from him. So I think it's a really important event in my life that I met him. And as cheesy as it sounds, I really care about him, and he's very important to me. And I'm starting to cry. So I think that's my cue to go now. I will see you guys. I'll see Heather on Monday, and I'll see Sophie on Friday. So adios, amigas.